Yo, what's good, everybody? JTL, opposite from the norm. Before I get started, make sure you like, share, comment, and definitely make sure you subscribe. So, this is the video of King Von's manager talking to Akademiks about what happened, and then going over people saying that, they left King Von to die and all of this stuff, God rest his soul. And he's going to clear up those rumors. Also, the rumor about police being the one that killed King Von. So we're gonna go ahead, get into it, let y'all, check it out.
Bro, so just I'm gonna go on a quick description of what happened that night, so y'all could really know what happened. We left Opium, which was his album release month. I think we're about 8-10 cars deep, 20-25 on Entourage. Everybody mind leaving the club is that we're going to the hotel and the Airbnb because that's normal routine. The club he went to, the after hours wasn't getting paid for. I didn't have no acknowledgement of. His team didn't have no acknowledgement of. That was a complete Von decision, and he had the right to make those decisions.
Hold on. So y'all left Opium and went to a different club,
which we didn't even know was going to act.
Okay, so the club that's in that security footage that's not Opium.
That's not Opium.
Oh, okay.
That's an after-hour spot that we didn't even have no acknowledgement that we was going to.
Okay.
So really, everybody jumped in the car. I drove to the club with Von in a Hellcat. So going out the club, he jumped into the bulletproof truck, and it was him and maybe two or three more individuals in the drive. So everybody else that was with us driving to the Airbnb or to the hotel, and Von literally went to the venue by himself. We got a call later from people in the car like, hey bro, we here by, matter of fact, I think from his DJ was like, hey bro, we here by ourselves, like where you guys at? And everybody rerouted to that venue. So already confusions were already started, because normally if we got an after party or we got anything we're going to, we know as a team, everybody know to be on point. You know what I'm saying? We're traveling with a real deal gangster, a real stepper, so everybody gonna know how to move. But from that night, I don't know what it was, maybe it's God timing, I don't know what it was, but Von completely went on his own course that night.
So he didn't call no one saying, hey, yo, we going here. Maybe the message didn't get relayed?
No, he literally told his driver he's going to an after-hour spot, and then we all caught up with him later.
Okay, so by the time you guys get there, what's going on?
By the time we get there, he was still in the car. It was him.
So he didn't go in the club yet, or the spot. He didn't go to the spot.
Remember, he was in a bulletproof truck.
Okay.
So it wasn't no concern. He was at the venue before. So we got there. When we got there, everybody jumped out the car. And we're like, okay, cool. We're thinking we're about to go in. And for some, like I said, this is, I can't make this up. For some reason, Von wasn't himself. I'm not gonna lie. This is somebody who's more on point than security at. This is somebody, if I'm on the road with, I'm with him. Like, cause he know how to move. He know how to pick spots. Like, yo, this man is like, I promise you, the best artist I ever moved in my life, as far as knowing how to conduct himself properly. But for some reason that night, it was off. Like, he stayed in the car for like 30-35 minutes, and everybody outside is cold and it's shivering. Like, everybody outside wondering, like, what's going on? So people starting to go back in the cars. Like, all the entourage, everybody was with, they went back in the car. So I went to the car he was in. I was like, yo, Von. Went inside the passenger seat. I'm like, yo, Von, bro, what's going on? Like everybody here waiting, let's go. He was like, all right, let's go. So at that time, this is where the security come in at. At that time, we're telling security, hey, it's time to go in now. Von's ready. You know what I'm saying? We've been here too long. Let's go inside the club. So they do their rounds. They go inside the club. They check the venue, go inside, check the outside, make sure there's no threat. Now, common sense, if you guys know, security, nobody cannot go inside a club with a weapon. No matter who you is, you cannot enter a building with a weapon, especially a venue. So, being alert that we're going into the club, all security put their weapon inside their cars. Because we're thinking we're going inside the club. Now, right before we go inside the club, one of his homeboys came to the driver's side and they said, "Hey, we seen so and so. I'm not gonna say no names. We seen so and so in the car." And instantly,
in the car or in the spot?
no, we seen he literally, our car is right here,
Yeah.
and so and so pulled up right there. So you had one car, which is one car before. You had another car, which is our car right here. And you had other people parked scattered everywhere else. And one of Vaughn homeboys came to him and was like, "Hey, we seen so and so in the car. He's asleep," and he jumped up. I'm talking about like.
Wait. So the other dude was sleeping, or or just like just not aware type shit.
The other artist was sleeping, unaware. He just put up to the club.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give nobody no name.
Yeah.
Whatever. He put up to the club, and I believe it was just him and his driver. That's what supposedly what it was. Him and his driver, and a McLaren or some type of car they had. So one of the guys spotted him, and they came to the car where me, Vaughn, BJ, and a female, and one more person was in the car. And he came to the car and he said, "Hey, so and so's here." And Vaughn just jumped up like, "Oh, come on, let's go." And with that reaction being so fast, we're like, "Hey, hold on, slow down." I'm like, "Hold on, what we about to do? Hold on, like you got jewelry on, all type of stuff. Hold on, bro." From that split second of his friend coming to tell him, Vaughn was out the car, and this is somebody who's normally, like I said, calm, collective, look around all the areas, just fill all the blank, because he been out here, so he didn't know what to do. For some reason, that night, he was completely off. He jumped out the car. By the time Vaughn jumped out the car, I don't even think he knew where so-and-so was. He just jumped out the car. He bumped into so-and-so. As soon as he bumped into so-and-so, started brawling. From that 1.5 second of brawling one of his so-and-so accomplice came through the side of a white car that we didn't even know was with so-and-so. That's how unaware the situation was.
Yeah.
Came out the car from the side, like y'all can see on the camera, and shot Vaughn and me 4 times. I think he let 4 or 5 shots off. Vaughn got hit 3 or 4 times. I got hit in the leg, started bleeding, went for cover. He was down.
Are you on that security footage too? Like,
yes.
Okay.
I'm the one that's moving as the altercation happening. I'm the one that's right by him, moving back. When the guy came and shot him, I was the one that was right by him. That's when the bullet hit me. So it was God grace that I didn't get shot nowhere else but my leg.
So, like, in helping, because, I think people are looking at the social media, and when you're talking about, like, people that weren't there speculating, some people online are saying, "Yo, what happened is all the guys left them, they just left them out there." Like Vaughn's last words were like, "Yo, listen, y'all let him get up on me like this," that type of stuff.
I'm gonna clarify all that. That's false. First of all, the only people that knew what was about to happen, and you gotta remember, when I say knew what was about to happen, I'm not talking about 5-10 minutes resonating what's going on. I'm talking about 1.5 seconds of his homeboy coming to the car where it's me in the passenger side, one more person in the driver's side, I believe was his DJ, him in the back with a female, and one more of the guys sitting by the side that I just called in previously to come smoke, because it was cold outside. I'm like, "Yo, come in, let's smoke right quick," because I don't think you're ready to go in. So from that 1.5 second jumped out, that situation happened. Security didn't know what was going on. Half of the guys that y'all blaming didn't know what's going on. By the time everybody realized what's going on, if you peep at the footage, Vaughn and his one security is the only one that's by Quando physically. Everybody else is in the back. Why do you think it's a back trailing? Nobody even got a check. They're running to the scene. By the time they're running to the scene, shots fired. And then not only, nobody was running from the shooter that shot Vaughn. Because y'all could clearly see that once he shot Vaughn, everybody moved back. People were still there. It's the police that started shooting uncontrollably.
It looked like that person got shot too. This was also confusing, right? So when Vaughn is shot, like, and he's whatever, people are saying that some whoever was trying to take his chain off or something, because it looked like he was being held up a bit, and then somebody punched that person.
Vaughn was shielding himself with so and so. He literally was holding him up. That's how strong he was. Even while being shot, he know what's going on. He felt it because he was conscious the whole time. So he's holding the individual as a shield. It wasn't nothing as like, he got on top of him, no, he was literally holding him as a shield. And those shots that was fired by the individual that shot Vaughn and myself was the only shots fired from those individuals. Every other shot was coming from authorities. They started shooting everywhere. It was like a blanket full of shots going on. So when you see everybody taking cover, they wasn't taking cover away from the shooter from Vaughn. They were taking cover because they didn't know where the shots was going from. If you look, people was running left, people was running right, people was running to the club door because we didn't know where the shots was coming from. Right? You got the police shooting anybody with a weapon that day got killed. If you got a weapon that day on you, you got shot. That's how much shots was getting rained. So you guys are looking from the one angle of the camera and looking like, oh, damn, they run away from the shot. And it wasn't nobody running away from no. Listen, bro, we didn't know where all the shots was coming from. So it's automatic. If you don't know where the shots coming from, you're going to regress to see the situation. And the same guys that you guys are talking about there, they came right back to Vaughn's side. And if you could tell in the footage, after the shooter that shot Vaughn got shot from the back, which people thinking it came from somewhere else, it came from the back. He got shot from the back. If you look at the footage, he tried to walk back to the car, and he got shot, and he tumbled back. He still had his weapon in his hand. So while they progressing to Vaughn, he's swinging the weapon like this. People was regressing back, but everybody was still alert to go get Vaughn, because clearly it took 4 or 5 people to bring Vaughn into the car to bring him to the hospital.
Is there any truth to any of the rumors that the person who was still like entangled with Vaughn after he got shot was, even though they might have been scuffling before, he was trying to help Vaughn?
He was screaming, "Yo, he shot, Vaughn shot." I'm not too sure how much he tried to help, but I do know he was screaming, he shot. Could have been from a panic stage, could have been from instinct, not sure. He was just screaming that he shot.
Okay, so when we talking about some of these narratives that's going on now, Asian Doll is on Twitter, and however she's getting this information, she's saying what Vaughn's last words is. She's saying how the dudes like just left him for dead, how he didn't really have anyone real around him. Have anyone that was close to the situation or that been there spoke to her? Because it seems like she's hurt a bit, but she's also making it seem like Vaughn was with a bunch of disloyal, jealous dudes who just allowed him to die in the street and get shot down like a dog.
Hey, that is completely false. First of all, no disrespect to Asian Doll. And we spoke this morning because I seen some of the tweets and some of the stuff, and I reached out to her. I'm like, hey, bro, I know you mourning and you hurt like everybody else, but you need to slow down because, one, you wasn't there. So how can you make assumption and accuse guys of doing this and that? And the last words that she's talking about, and it's in a text message, and I can show you, she's talking to Vaughn through her spiritual advisor from after death.
Wait. So this is what she tweeted. She tweeted, Vaughn's last word was, "Y'all let them niggas get up on me. Stop crying. Y'all let them get me." As if Vaughn was talking to his homie, saying,
"Hold on, Ag. I'm gonna show you right now. I got it right here. This say Asian Doll, right?
Yeah.
It's clear.
Yeah.
Her text message clearly.
Yeah.
I talked to Vaughn on a spiritual level with a spirit reader, and he's letting shit be known. He's talking for sure, and he feel y'all shouldn't let him he feel y'all shouldn't let them get him. Facts. So you talking to the dead now, Asian Dog. So Vaughn on the afterlife is telling Asian Dog these facts, guys. The same tweet you guys seen, oh, he called, y'all let the guys get me, get all the O-block chains.
Hey, let me ask
from the afterlife. What is
All right, y'all. I ain't gonna go through the rest of it. I went through like 15 minutes. But if y'all want to check it out, go to Terror Dunn GSD page, and you can see the whole video. I want to shout that brother out because you don't just take people content and don't give them no citation. So shout out to that brother for having all this footage. So I want to unpack that real quick. He went over a few things for 15 minutes. All right. So the sad part about this whole story is he keep bringing up the fact that the young brother got arrested. So did something that he normally didn't do, and that kind of threw him off a little bit. It threw off the whole crew. So people try to run to the situation quick as they possibly can, and then they're saying that police was there shooting, and that's why you see a lot of people running. The next thing you know, you see people trying to get to him and put him in the car. So I guess you could say that's pretty much what I'm saying, the surrounding narrative about the police being involved in the shooting. But from what he said, him and Vaughn had already got shot right before the police, and I guess it's also that they was in plain clothes and stuff, started shooting. So I don't know, man. It's just so much chaos. But I want to say this to everybody, man, for us to start thinking about stuff. And shout out to that brother, Big Fats Podcast. You know what I'm saying? Ayo Kaseko, because he be saying some real stuff, and I want to pick up on what he said on one of his shows talking about this. But I don't think he got this footage before he just did the other one the other day, because he didn't know what was going on with the police narrative and where they came from. So you see Vaughn manager talking about the situation, but he said something real though. When you have this much chaos and things that's going on, and he calls it a rap trap. That's his show. Y'all go check it out, because he speak about this stuff and stuff people need to think about, especially if y'all trying to live this life. So you got these brothers, whatever beef they had, and you know what I'm saying. Then you got T.I. weighing in on it, I guess, whatever. But the sad thing about it is, when you rap about this type of life and stuff go down, you're expected to go do this stuff, because if you don't, then people call you soft and all that. And that's why Ayo Canseco call it the rap trap, because you setting yourself up for failure. You know what I'm saying? And he was saying something real that I was saying in my head. And he said it was like, that makes a lot of other people within the community also turn their back on you. So let's go to this, and people might not like what I'm about to say, but we keep it G on this channel whether you like it or not. When people complain about the 94 crime bill, what people don't realize is a lot of black leaders also voted for the 94 crime bill, which they was getting allegedly, pushed from the community and older black people and conservative black people, that we can't have this drug dealing going on, this killing going on, all these kids getting killed. I seen something in an article from I think it was Baltimore, Maryland, Baltimore Chronicle or whatever you call it. And different people were just talking about how the murder rate kept going up. They said like by 88, 87, 88, it was like over 500 something killings. It went from 100 and something in like 83 or 4 to about 87, 88, over 500 killings. And I got peoples from there, you know what I'm saying? And my peoples be talking about all the time how it was bad, you know what I'm saying, growing up there, you know what I'm saying? Well, people that's like family, like my second family to me, you know what I'm saying, one of my second families that, travel back and forth from here in St. Petersburg, Florida to Maryland. I was just talking about seeing crazy stuff, talking about walking with their auntie and seeing it was go time up there at this time, and it's a Sunday morning, and they going to church. They see a dude running with a car or AK or whatever, or tech or something like that, and auntie was just like, hey, let's go, let's go, let's go. Like, this is how bad this was. So when we sit around and blame Clinton administration and Biden, all this, you got to realize something. We have to point out our elders at the same time, and we got to point out ourselves, because this same thing's going on. We crying about the 94 crime bill, but how many of you are crying about get out the streets? How many of you are talking to the youth about not going this way? How many of you are giving your time to help redirect a lot of young people from going that way? That's why I work with the youth so many years, is because that's where it starts. Especially once they get into them preteen age, that's when you got to grab them up quickly before they start getting around those type of people. I'm talking about right when they go into middle school, that's when they need to be snatched up and given another alternative. You know what I'm saying? What's so sad, at that same time they voted on this, while Trump and, you know what I'm saying, 45 and all these other Republicans trying to jump in on our argument with our liberals and Democrats and what they did to us in 94, a lot of them wanted billions of dollars and millions of dollars and billions of dollars cut from these after-school programs that our black youth was going to, that a lot of these young boys and young sisters was going to. They was cutting fund from that just to have the 94 crime bill to start. They was cutting funding from that. Why would you cut funding from having them doing something constructive versus destructive? So that's why when you see when the prison industrial system came in at that same time, and they started making it private, and you can, you know, put money into it, where allegedly Jordan is one of the people that's been a recipient since then. So, you know what I'm saying, all these things, they make money off us. This is why I keep saying you got to get out of the streets, because we're not thinking about, for all the people, like, let's put it like this. We want to talk OG, let's talk OG. When you go back to, and I always say, when you go back to Bumpy Johnson, God rest his soul, those was real OGs back then, because they had organization on it. That's why they came with the organized crime, racketeering type things with the feds and stuff, and, you know, the RICO Act, and them, the only way they can catch Al Capone was, you know what I'm saying he avoided taxes and he ain't paid no taxes. That's the only way they got him. And what's so sad is, for all the cats that want to be so-called gangsters, you just living like a common crook and thug. That's all you doing, because there's no organization behind it. That standing on the corner stuff is, you're an easy target for the police. But cats think that's what come with the game. That's what come with being stupid. Like Judge Lynn Tyler says, that's stupid tax that you end up paying. So whether people like it or not, let's keep it real. It's not just those politicians' fault. It's not just the Black Caucus fault. It's also a lot of our faults back in the days, our older brothers, you know what I'm saying, that was in the streets. You know what I'm saying? It's also our fault because you out there just willy-nilly and doing whatever. And, you know what I'm saying, it brought a lot of BS and destruction on our communities. You know what I'm saying? Like, where kids getting shot by recklessness, drive-bys and all of that, and children and parents and grandmothers, grandfathers, and whoever you could think of getting shot down in the street like a dog because some coward shooting at his op or whatever you want to call them, his enemies. Kids getting shot at the playground. My homie HD, I hope you don't mind me talking about this, but he told me when he was a jitterbug, you know what I'm saying, when he was growing up in Brooklyn, because of some violence like that, one of his best friends got killed when he was a kid. Because of senseless violence like that. And you mean to tell me we still talking about the politicians, we still talking about liberals, we still talking about Republicans, we still talking about, you know what I'm saying, we got to still hold ourselves accountable. It was also our fault. We know what the destruction was. Even before Reagan got in office and the CIA did whatever they did under his administration, bringing in the drugs, and that's where you get, you know what I'm saying, Freeway Ricky, you know what I'm saying, Freeway Ricky, you know what I'm saying, the real Rick Ross. And before that, our communities was doing our best we can to strive. But before that, we seen what was going on. We had a Malcolm X, MLK, James Baldwin. We had a Stokely Carmichael. We had Assata Shakur. We had the Black Panthers. We had all these people telling us to be careful in our communities. We've been had that. So you got the political black freedom fighters, Black Panthers and all of that. And then you got somebody like Larry Hoover. You got somebody like Bumpy Johnson. You got somebody like, you know what I mean? You got all these OGs, and then you got the black leaders. What they had to do, get them out the way. Then they got the OGs out of the way in Chicago and everywhere else, in LA and all that. Tookie Williams, Garrett Soul, and all these people, right? So they can do what they needed to do. But we had those people there telling us, hey, watch for the blitz, watch for the banana in the tailpipe. So we got to hold ourselves accountable too. It can't just be, oh, the 94 crime bill was all their fault. No, we was out there falling for the blitz, falling for the banana in the tailpipe. I don't care who like it or who don't. It's the truth. That's one of the, if we was already getting shot down in the streets like dogs by, you know what I'm saying, racist police officers and things of that nature, and they were trying to bring our community down already, why would we still be in the streets? That made it even easier. So we got to blame ourselves for what we was doing too, man. Now we know better, we should be doing better. You know what I'm saying? Like, this whole situation, rest in peace to the young brother. But the sad thing is, you got dudes that's from the streets starting to rap, God bless you, to change your life. You heard what he said. They was in the Hellcat. Oh boy, Buddy and them was in what might have been in a Maserati or a McLaren. Hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of jewelry. Y'all out of Chicago. You somewhere else. Party and have a good time. You just release your album. You come from that, then you go to doing beef because we let our little insecure egos tell us if we don't react like this, people are going to be clowning us. Once you get out of that lifestyle, and this is what we work for, you leave it alone. Everybody can't be Tupac. Everybody can't be Big. Everybody can't be NWA. You know what I'm saying? We seen the unfortunateness that happened to our brother Pac, brother Big, you know what I'm saying, and Soldier Slim and all these other, you know, Scott LaRock. We seen all of that from way back then to now, and we're still doing the same things. Pac and Big didn't get to squash their beef. It wasn't the same where you can get on Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram and call out whoever your enemy is and talk trash, which means it wasn't that easy to get in contact. You had to go through phone calls, different people, and all this to set up meetings and stuff. So instead of us learning from that, we still keep that going. Like, I just did a show last night. Look at all the artists I named, besides the ones that overdosed on drugs, unfortunately, to the ones that kept dying from violence. God bless us to be going somewhere, and we still doing the same thing. It's so sad we still haven't learned from our fallen soldier brothers over 20 years ago. And that's why it's so sad, because somebody like Pac was a leader that we lost. And then we got all these young brothers that are leaders, and they leading themselves and the people around them to self-destruction. I'm telling you now, man, y'all can be mad at me, whatever, for whatever I'm saying. I'm cool with it, that's fine. But we keep it G over here. We be honest about it. Keep it 1,000, whatever you want to call it, 100, whatever. That's what we, because there's things that we got to think about so we can try to move differently. And I'm telling you right now, the best way to do it is start with the youth. We got to pull them up so we start pulling more youth away from that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Let it die out. Let that lifestyle go. It's not worth it. Because like I said, you got people out here risking their life for stupid stuff because of what somebody said, because they running their mouth. It ain't worth it. You see what happened, man. You got another young brother gone. Ain't even 25 yet, he gone. Come on, man. We got to do better than this guy was, for real. I pray on it, God. Remember this. I pray on it. This your boy JT, opposite from the norm. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, man. We got to make it better. God's name, Yahshua's name, we got to do better. I'm going to get at y'all with another one. Holla at you.